Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone this Friday? Welcome to Feel Good Friday, live with Pamela, your Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country in Fredericksburg, Texas. I'm Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, and I'm so excited that you're here and you're watching. If you're joining me, please leave a comment. Let me know you're here, where you're viewing from, how your week's been, what your weekend plans are. Are you going to get any crafting in this weekend? Or are you crafting with me today? I would love to know that. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me fine and that you're seeing me live. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I need to be watching for. I think we're good. So, we're going to make fun fold cards today, and I'm going to show you how to use your masks without the stamps. And then I'm also going to show you how to use the stamps with the masks, which I've done most of the week already, but I wanted to share again just in case you've missed my lives this week. And then I'm also going to grab out a few samples to share with you today of the projects that I have created with this beautiful collection of the Lovely Garden Suite that just went live a week ago, I believe, for the March online exclusives. Good morning, Jana. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning, Debbie. Hope you're doing well. All right, I have one more. Let me see where. There we are. Okay, so in case you missed this last week, this last week, Monday and Wednesday, I'm just gonna share everything I've created so far with this beautiful collection of products. So I got this wonderful suite as part of my second box for the artisan design team. Every about 2 months, they'll send a box of products for us to use for our artisan design team assignments. So this was for the month of March. So I got it back in February and I got to play with it, and they released the products or the projects that my group, which I'm part of group one, there's 5 of us in the group, and we each created. Usually you can create 2 to 3 projects, whatever will fit on your little canvas that they give us. And this is the scrapbook layout that I created. So since I'm primarily a scrapbooker, I try to focus on scrapbooking for most of my assignments, but then I also add in a little card. So this is what I created for my artisan design team assignment and had lots of fun with the masks and I incorporated the 1 3/4 inch circle into my background. And on this one, I was able to use all the pattern papers. So you can see them all right here. And then I used it as a border down here. And I even did it's hard to get there it is, some black embossing. So lots of fun with that. And then let me put those in a safe place. I'll probably just put them back in the sleeve that I have real quick to protect them. So I'll do that and put that away. And then on Monday for my Make It Monday Live, good morning, Susan. You're blowing away in West Texas. Yeah, I guess it is pretty breezy here too. I can see the flag blowing. I've got my blinds down, so I can't even see out around anywhere right now. I did my live last night for the craft along for the scrapbooking workshop kit I created. And it was just about since the time change, the sun was coming in and glaring all over me and my projects and stuff. So I had to put my blinds down last night. All right. And then here is a card I created with some of my scraps and leftover things from my artisan design team. I just decided I used this new corrugated embossing folder and just bits and pieces of what I had left over. So that was just a little extra bonus card I did. And then on Make It Monday, this past Monday, I created this lovely 12 by 12 two-page layout where I showed how to do the stenciling. I just love the way it looks. And I used the circles again. I showed how I add ink to the edges of my paper to help it pop off the page, especially if you have like a white on white background. And around my journaling, we did a fun title. My theme of the page was about not being a gardener, since it was a lovely garden theme, and how I prefer to play with paper flowers and not real flowers, or try to take care or grow real flowers because I can't. I incorporated some of that pretty velvet ribbon, and I used the punch label here. I've Happy Label Pick Punch is what it's called, to do a couple of little tabs here and there. And I think that's it, mate. Primarily, we did a little ink splattering with the Melon Mambo. And then on Wednesday for my story and sketch, I did a page with no pictures on it. So you can do that. Did you know that? Hey, Josie, thanks for joining me. See if I think there my mouse is. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I saw everybody's comments. My stinking cats, I don't think they've been doing it lately, but they were chewing on the cords, and I think it's one in particular. His name is Pumpkin. He's been chewing on cords. It's a wonder he hasn't gotten electrocuted, but I'm gonna have to replace my mouse cord here pretty soon because it's got a little short in it, I think. So sometimes it doesn't work, and I have to kind of unplug it and move the wire around. So back to the scrapbook page. So this one was just documenting how I've been growing in my consistency over the last 9 months with my YouTube and Facebook lives that I'm doing 3 times a week. This week I've done 4 Facebook lives because I did the one last night too. And then I showed how to punch out little areas of your designer series paper, kind of like a spotlight, and then put a flower die in there, whatever you wanted to. We also stamped this pretty border, like a random stamp piece of cardstock. Loved that. And then I used the embellishments for little bullet points for kind of a then and now. So that was lots of fun. I'm excited I documented that. And something I did need to look for, I think I may have to cut some more. I don't know where the rest of my little embellishments are. I haven't come across them yet, but they might be stuck here in my scraps. So these are the embellishments that we're using, these Starburst Sequins, along with the Fresh Freesia faux velvet ribbon. And I did want to show you. So this is what I've done is created a scrap and create kit. I'm going to do that every week and then use just the products that are in the scrap and create kit. So this is what it looked like before I got started. You can grab one of these for free when you place an order of $50 or more before tax and shipping through my online website. I've got a link down in the description, but you'll get all the cardstock and all the designer series paper that you need to create all my projects for the week, plus the embellishments that I just mentioned. So in this kit, I have a sheet of black two-tone cardstock. I have 2 sheets of the garden green two-tone cardstock. There are 3 sheets of white willow 12 by 12 cardstock. And then you've got, right now I only have 1 sheet of the basic white, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add in another sheet to that. And then I have a sheet of fresh freesia, 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then you have a 6 by 12 of each one of the designer series paper. So that's what we've been working with all week long. And then one 4.25 by 11 sheet of Daffodil Delight. You can also purchase this kit for $26 without placing an online order. So there is a link to my shopping page with all the details for that. I'm also doing a subscription club, so you could do the whole month. Whenever you sign up, you'll get 4 weeks of the kits shipped to you. They'll be on a weekly basis, and you won't get them ahead of time necessarily, but you can always come back to these videos and watch them because they'll be up on YouTube. Now, remember, on Facebook, my videos will start to delete after 30 days. If you haven't heard that news, all Facebook lives will be deleted after 30 days. That's just what Facebook decided. So if you want to catch a replay of mine, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because they should stay safe there. So, good morning, Lori. I didn't go to convention. I had planned to go, but things didn't work out, unfortunately. So, yep, I'm keeping myself super busy this week, so, and trying not to be too distracted by all the fun news and posts by everybody. But maybe next time, maybe we can connect and go. I'm sorry you didn't go either. So, we need to touch base. So Lori and I went to the album retreat for Close to My Heart back in January of 2020. Fabulous trip. We had so much fun together. So I would love to do another trip with you, Lori. All right, so let's get busy. I've got all my stuff, most of my stuff prepped. We are going to do some stamping and masking and blending. So I'm going to move some things around here. So I have my pieces all cut and prepped. Oh, I did want to share with you. This is what we have left of the Scrap and Create kit. There's lots and lots of goodies still in here available. And again, I might need to pull all this out and see if I can find what I had left of my embellishments. See if I tucked them inside here somewhere. I'm going to do that over here off camera real quick so I don't make a huge mess over here. I found them. Yep, I just tucked them in there. So this is what we have left. So we'll use those today on our projects. And we'll just leave that there. Okay, so let me spread out here a little bit with everything. And we will get busy. So this is the lovely garden. It's called Thankful Garden is the bundle. So you can get just the stamps or just the dies, or you can get them in a bundle. And then I need to clean that bottom of it, I guess, so it'll stick. I've already got some stamps on blocks, so we're kind of prepared for that. Yeah, I think that I might need to get that other big um, flower out too. Okay, and we'll just pull the ribbon off as we've got to figure out how to incorporate it. This ribbon I've been using it mostly just like borders and things because it's not velvet on both sides. And I'm not sure I've even attempted to make a bow, so we may attempt to do that today. So I'll show you like on this one, I just put it behind there just to show a little peak of color. And I kind of was going to try to um, see how other people have used it, but I didn't find a lot of samples. I'm going to put this in a safe place, not in my scraps, so I don't mess everything up. And we will get started. So this is a card design that I found. Both cards actually are designs that I found on my Uplines PDF file list that she shares with her team. I'm going to turn off my lights above me. This one right here is bothering me. Give me a second. And I can't really do anything about my box lights right there, so, but they don't distract me quite so much. I've got them pretty tight in here right now. Give me 1 second. I will move this one maybe a little bit over. And maybe that'll help a little bit. I can't move the other one because it's kind of like stuck over in a corner. It's really shining bright there. There we go. All right, have to get a little bit of coffee. All right, let's see. Yes, I can download my videos. I don't really need to. I have my program that I'm using for this, saves them all to my computer, and then I've got them uploaded over it and saved on YouTube. So I'm good there. So if they delete them, they delete them. I think the only our concern, if you're a former Close to My Heart maker and you haven't done the album retreats, that's going to be the sad thing for the virtual album retreats because all those were lives. And so I'm guessing they'll all be deleted and then we'll be out of luck with the instructions, which that's sad. And I don't think you can delete some or you can download someone else's. So I wish we could, but and I kind of doubt anyone will take care of that for us since Close to My Heart no longer exists. So anyhow, okay, so let's get busy. We've got a fun, both of these cards have like just card fronts, so it's not a full card. Now you could totally make this into a full card if you wanted to have like an extra flip flap, fold, fun fold inside there. So I've got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of the um, fresh freesia. Then we have a piece that is 5 by 7 1/4 of designer series paper. I'll just go through these real quick. And then a 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of garden green two-toned cardstock. This, I think, is for the inside, a 4 1/2 by 3 1/4 inch piece. And then just a couple of, I did my circle punch there out of some of that pretty paper. I never did use this paper this week, I don't think. And actually, I don't know that I used it on my designer, my artisan design team project, but I think that was about all I used it on. So I've used almost every pattern paper. All right, so we need our scoring tool. I guess I'll move it over here. And we need to score this piece right here we're going to do it just in half. You know what? Because it's kind of a funky, um, I'm going to just fold it in half and I'll tell you what, and this is why we folded it in half because it's kind of a funky, it's actually 3 5/8. So you could score it at 3 5/8. But since it's designer series paper, it folds pretty easily. And I can get my bone folder. So I made it nice and clean. Well, not down here really, but I got adhesive and stuff off of it by just using a cloth and some alcohol and got that all cleaned up. And let's see if we can get anything to come out of here. All right, so our card base is going to be this way. It's going to be like a portrait base, and we're going to have it open up like that. So I like the design here. This one kind of looks like it's upside down, so I'm going to use this one. Got a little piece of something there. All right, so we're going just to layer this right on top of this piece. We're not either. We're going to do this first. I lied. We're going to do it on the green. I'm glad I caught that. So this green is just going to have a little bit of, you're just going to see a little bit of it, but then it opens up like this. Now we'll put it on here. And I'm wondering, before I do that, because I want to see how I can incorporate, my ribbon. I could, well, it's not going to show up very much if I put it underneath there. So I don't know that I'll do that. Let me lay it here and see what I think. I don't have all the design elements completely figured out. And then I wonder if, because you're barely gonna see it if I do that. And let me think of some other options that we can do. I may just have to do it on the front here, some like a layer like what I talked about. Because let's kind of look and see. I'm gonna tie a bow and see what it looks like. I'm not really crazy about this ribbon as far as bows go. And I'm assuming that's how most everybody else feels, but I'm not sure. Because you want the velvet to be outward, it kind of makes it tricky. I'm just trying to see if I can get that. Like that one's not. Yeah, I wouldn't really attempt to use it for a bow. I don't really like it. You could, but I don't like the way it looks. So maybe I was thinking I might could do like I could do this way and this way. So I'm sure there's a way you could do it and then tie around somehow. I'm not that proficient. So we may do that behind something. So I'm going to cut off about that much and then we'll see how we can incorporate it in here. All right. I had a little bit of glue since I just barely tapped it down. So we can go ahead and put this piece down. Now we can put this onto the card front piece since it's just the one piece. Okay, so that's kind of a simple, this is going to be a simple fun fold, okay? There's nothing super fancy about this one today. And then this piece can go right down in here, just simple. I might grab some scrap to maybe do a strip in here, like just on that piece. So I've got my scraps over here. I could put another little sliver down under there, which I might do. I've got a few different pieces of that left over. I probably prefer this one because then the flowers would be the right way. So I'm going to keep that handy. And then now we just need to build our base really. So we have to do some stamping. That's why I had that extra piece of basic white cardstock here. So we're going to stamp on that piece, I do know. On this one, I think this is the one. Let me make sure. I'm going to do brights over there, and then I'm going to stick with the fresh freesia over here. So I'm going to use these two colors. I had thought about doing, let me think for a minute. Okay, so I'm not going to use the stamps this time. And I think I got the Melamombo kind of color. Here we go. I need I'll use this one. I need another blending brush. I think I've been using this one for the Fresh Freesia, maybe. And I think we're good. It's pretty clean. I got cats in the background doing all kinds of crazy stuff. All right, first, let's see. I think that's going to fit on here. I think I'm going to do it in black. Frisky kitties. The last 2 days, they have been like super quiet, just sleeping like all day. Guess today they're gonna be crazy. I'm gonna stamp this in the center. You make a difference. The center of this piece, it's 3¼ inch by 1/2 inch. It was just a piece that I cut off of one of the strips in my scraps when I cut down my white willow cardstock on Monday. And we're going to do some dovetail right here. Get that part done. So tell me what y'all have been up to in your crafting lately. I would love to know. Okay, so there's that. I'm just doing some prep still, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead and do this so I don't forget it. I wanted to use this. I got this free during celebration, so I was going to incorporate it. It is available for purchase on my website, and it's called, so you're just like, this is a 1/2 inch strip. I think it was about 4 inches. So you just push it in there till it hits the end there, and it'll chop off a little piece right there for you. And then I don't think I want it that long. So I think I'm going to cut off about, that was 3¼ inches. So I'm going to cut this down to 3½. You just want to make sure that you've got it long enough. I'm going to do both ends. You don't necessarily have to do both ends. And I'm going to do this end. So it's got to be long enough you can get it in and out of there. All right, so we've got that. There are nice scraps. And where did my sentiment go? I don't know. I'm moving things around. I picked it up and now I can't find it. This is like the story of my lives lately. I may have to cut it again. I have no idea what just happened to it. Oh, look where. I just remembered. I was like, I kind of pushed it off to the side there. Okay, glad I remembered that. There we go. All right. And I've got this cool ruler. I can't figure out where to store it. I think I'm going to get one of those little hangy strips or whatever they call it, hooks. But then I got to figure out where I can hook it and save it where it's kind of handy and I can use it different ways. I don't know. All right, so let's get busy doing our stenciling. Let me grab those over here. So for this card, I want to do this flower, since those are the flowers that are in the background. And we're going to start with this one. And using the fresh freesia, we're going to do it really lightly. So we want a light background. I'm going to try to do it just with the fresh freesia. I'm going to put it up here in the corner so I have plenty of room, I think. I guess I need to make sure, give me one second, that I can put, I might can do this separate too. This will be the tricky part because we may have to fussy cut it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cut it out. We're going to play around here a little bit because I saw this fun idea. I'm going to make sure I ink this up good, but I don't want it to be a like stark. All right, we're just going to try it this way, and I'm going to do a really light hand, so just enough to see the edges. So I think I might just do it a little bit heavier just around the edges. So it'll just do, I'm going to hold it down and lift it up so we can see it. Okay, that should work. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I want it super soft this time. And then I'm going to do what I did on Wednesday. Instead of trying to mark it and line it up, I'm just going to use the two together, number one and number two. And this is going to help me line up. It's going to be a little more tricky this time. There we go. I think that's pretty close. Line it up over that one. Now I'm going to go a little bit darker. But still kind of soft, but I do want it darker than the previous layer. Look how pretty that is, y'all. I love this with not using the stamp. You could get a similar effect maybe if you stamped it in maybe a stamp off the fresh freesia, or even make maybe like the basic beige or a really, really light color, a light gray would be pretty too. All right, and then we're going to line it up again. So I think I can see the background good enough. I think that's pretty good. Hold it down really tight. And then this one is even a little bit darker. So go in there full strength with your color. Party. Okay, I love that. All right, so I can put these aside for now. And then we're going to do these leaves, I think. I don't know, those leaves might be too long. So let's do something different. And I think I'm going to do it separate. So we're not going to do die cutting this time. We'll fussy cut this out. It'll be super easy. It's not very intricate. All right, if you're joining me today, be sure to let me know where you're viewing from. Say hello. I love the chit chat in the comments. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves if you want to as well. And I'm going to do this one first. So super light. I'm just going to get it close to there, but not touching. And then we'll fussy cut these out. Could even maybe do it just right down here to conserve some paper. Okay, so I want it light. So I'm going to just blend out that color and then do a light shade of it. Also, be sure to like, give me a heart, follow, subscribe so you don't miss my videos, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Okay, there's that one. And then I'm going to do the same concept of just layering those two. There's just two layers for this one. And so I'll line up the one I can see. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. I think it is a little hard to see. And then this one, you're going to do a little bit heavier. So cool. It's kind of a neat look right there. I don't know why it looks like that. Let me see here. Yep, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, you just don't have the outline, but we'll just cut it so it looks like we die cut it. Because you can't really die cut these because of the die cut is like the whole flower, the one whole flower. All right, so we're just going to, I'm just going to cut it off here, fussy cut around these, and then we can do a little dimension now. Let me put this with my other papers. And I'm just going to cut and leave a little bit of white so it'll look like I die cut it. I'm going to give it a little bit of, see, I'm trying to move my paper more than I'm moving my scissors. So my hand's staying pretty much in the same position. It's just easier to cut off that excess. And I'm going to hit that a little bit more. And all right, this is just going to give a real pretty soft effect, not so bold. So I'm really going to love that. And then same thing on the flower. Who's sighing or rolling their eyes about fussy cutting? I do find it a little bit more difficult the older I get because of my eyes, I suppose, for now. I'm not doing too bad today. Here's I'm using my Stampin' Up snips, paper snips, I think is what the official name is. They're really nice and sharp. So they cut through this basic white cardstock really nicely. So go to right there, not get too detailed. And just take your time, and then you won't get real jagged edges. All right, so pretty. What do you think? Did you think to use the stencils without the stamps? All right, so I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of do, I don't know, maybe I'll just do it like that. I kind of like that. I was thinking I would do it kind of off center, but I really just think I prefer it right there in the center. And it'll just help this piece pop off the page a little bit better. So I'll just leave about the same width on each side. You could use some Stampin' Dimensionals, but I'll just bring some in. So I think I will. I think I'll just kind of pop this up like this. I'm thinking a little bit here. You wanted to make it look a little bit, let's play around here for a minute, a little bit longer. Could put this right down the center. Ah, I like that. Okay, there's kind of a lot going on right back there. I'm wondering if I should put a piece of white to help pop that off, or on the back of their dots. So instead of doing the circle, I was just trying to incorporate the circle, but I don't know if I can do that. So let me play here for a minute while I think about this. Not sure about that, and I'm kind of thinking I've got a scrap here that I might put this in the background. Just not sure how much I want to show. Maybe just a square. So it's just going to help pop that off the page a little bit. Let's try it and see. So maybe I'm going to try a 3 by 3 square. And that was just the back of that. So it'll coordinate with the inside of our card too. So I may not use the circle punch today. I could pop it up a little higher, a little, well, I think it's got to be closer. Yeah, I think I'll keep it closer and make it look like I'm just extending that flower a little bit. Okay, I think I like that. I'm wondering now if I want to, I am just going to put this, let me find my adhesive. Oh, I hadn't even pulled it out yet because this is the adhesive I was looking for. So I'm gonna go about the length here. And I'm gonna do it right in the center. And I'm gonna trim off right here, both sides. And then I'm gonna pop this up to give it a little depth, I think. Let me see if I've got some bigger, yep, let me do some, before I bust into this one, I'm gonna grab my gigantic sheet of dimensionals that I got from I think it was the last paper pumpkin, the February one, came with this gigantic sheet of stamping dimensionals. Good morning. Oh, I thought it was Jody or Joe. It's Joe or Jana again. Sorry. Ah, tan, pink, wavy. Fussy cutting is not my favorite. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and do a ton of it, but I don't mind doing a little bit. I get them all off. Yep. Could do it this way, but I think it is it. Let me see if it's just. I think I'll leave it square. I don't know. Let me see. I think I really kind of like that. I'm just trying to see if it's like right the same size. Okay, we're gonna do that. So we're only gonna see a little bit about that, but that's fine because I kind of like that different look. Okay, and then we'll just do these flat on here. So let me figure out where I need them, and I'll see if I can tuck in this piece that I cut right here. So like I know I want this to be in the center. So I think that's probably good right about there. And we may pop up that make a difference. We'll make it in the center and tuck this up under here. So you won't be able to see where the stem attached. That's kind of what I'm doing. Okay. Think I can go ahead and put these down. Let me see if I think we'll do it on the outside. Leave a little spot for the stem to come up under. I think I need to put 4 on here to get all the way out. I'm liking how it turns out. You do need this bundle, Susan. Uh, it has been super fun to play with. All right, I think that's pretty centered and straight. And then we'll just glue this down and tuck it up under there, I think. Just kind of like that, just barely. And then I don't even know if I need this in here anywhere. I don't know that I could position it. I don't think I need it. I could cut it apart and do a little bit of, or if just like 2 little leaves were coming over. I don't think I need it. I think it's too much and doesn't really go with the softness. So I'm ditching that. We didn't do the circle punch. There's really no way to incorporate it yet, but we still have the inside. Okay, so this will be a little problem right there I just found. Look, when I open it up, then it bends it. But oh well. So I would probably recommend cutting this a little bit shorter so that it's probably about, this was a 3-inch piece, maybe a 2.5-inch piece, and then you would just barely able to see it, and all of that would fall over a little bit. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is, though. I guess you could technically cut those off, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is take, I don't know, I don't have a piece now. I cut up my piece. Just looking at my scraps to see what else I have. This might be pretty just going back in here. I'll do that. Well, it's not actually long enough. Let me think for a minute. Let me see what other pieces I have that I might like to use in my scraps that we have. Black, but that's still going the wrong way. And maybe we won't. Oh, Okay, I think I have an idea. I don't know if I'll use that. What was the other pattern? Again, I'm just trying to use up some of my scraps. I don't have anything to put in there, so I don't really like that. Well, I guess we may not decorate the inside. Unless I just, oh, maybe this is the one I was thinking of. I would do, I know what I'll do. I just want something in there. So I think I'm just gonna do like a half inch of this. That'll be good. Okay. I haven't, I've got a little idea now because I can just do this one inside here with a little nice little edge, I think. And then we'll just do it right here on the bottom. It'll just be a little texture, a little place you can like sign your name right above it. All right, so that's the only drawback. I didn't think about that. And I think it might look kind of funny if I clipped it. I cut it. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it. But we have some. We need to add a little bit more bling. So both cards have, let me look at my other card, what I was going to do. I think I can put some of the yellow ones on the other card. So this one, I'm going to put a few of the fresh freesia. Not sure where I want them. I'll still have a couple left. I'm gonna put one more. All right, so that kind of gives me a triangle effect. All right, there's card number one with our one little design flaw. So I would just recommend doing this piece a little bit smaller. And you've got just a little tab in the center if you wanted. I know, I know, I know, I know. You make a difference with love. Let's stamp that in there real quick. That'll just finish that part off. Because we don't have any little, we only have leaves, little leaves. There's no like little stamps that you can just stamp inside of there from the set. And I'll do black since I did the sentiment on the front in black. There. It's always amazes me just one last little touch, what you can do. All right. And we'll just leave it like that. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. I'll just put it right up here. And we'll move on to number two. And these are my pieces. There's my scrap of white to work with. And we're going to, let me clean up a little bit of my mess right here. And I'm going to bring in, maybe I can just incorporate that into there. All my little pieces. Now this one's going to be a little bit brighter and bolder. Now I debated, I was going to use this side, but then I think what I'm going to do with the stamps, it's going to I don't have to do the stamps, y'all. You know that? I've already shown how to do all the blending and stencils with the masks on here. So if you want to see how I did that, you can go check out my Monday and Wednesday. So maybe because I really like this paper, I really kind of want to highlight it. So let's see what we can do. Okay, another just card front. This one is using basic black two-tone cardstock. So it's a little bit, it's 25, I think, percent lighter on the other side. So it's almost kind of like a gray. And then this one, let me see, I think all that's for the inside. We're going to, this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This one was 3 1/4 by 11, I believe. So we just need to score it at 5 1/2. So if we don't do if we don't do anything, yeah, any stamping, stenciling, we'll stamp our sentiment. This one's going to go pretty quick. So you don't have to use the flowers every single time, especially with this big, busy paper. Okay. I'm going to glue this on this card front, or this fun fold part. So we're just going to do this. Maybe I can do some leaves or something. And then this piece is going to go on to there. And just line it up, center it. So you need to pick it up to get it straight. So you have a black border on both sides. That paper is so pretty. So I really like it like this now. I haven't really, other than my artisan project, I haven't used it because it's so big and bold. It's a little intimidating. Okay, this piece, we'll decorate it up a little bit. I'm going to put this fresh freesia right down here. We might do another with love in a minute. I like that sentiment on the inside. I think I need to unclog my glue. So there's your fun fold. It's a little bit super simple. So anyone could do these. Just we're cutting our paper or cardstock down a little bit different than normal. I'm going to stamp Thankful Friend. And I think I'll stick with black again. Well, let me see. So I'm thinking I want to, maybe this is where I will bring in, I didn't end up using that circle, did I? But now I don't, there it is, I think. Maybe. So we could do this in the background, possibly, to help pop these off. And then we'll do our, something like that, I think. So let me think for a minute. So to add a little color, I think I will use, what do y'all suggest out of, should I do the, maybe I should do the blue since we got the big pink flower. We'll do the blueberry blue since a lot of that blue is covered up. That'll give us a nice pop of color. That's so pretty. I'm stamping on a Stylish Shapes, this big one right up here, banner. Yeah, Stylish Shape dies. If you don't have that, you need to grab it. It's been my go-to. And then this is where I want to see how I can incorporate. I may need a longer piece to kind of come. Yeah, I'm going to do a little piece of tear and tape behind here. And then I'll see if I can. It's always opposite of what, I don't know that it matters which way it goes, but we'll let a little piece, just a little bit stick out behind it. I'm trying to decide, let's see here, let's look at it this way. It's not long enough. Let's redo this a little bit. I want just a little bit showing. We'll do a zigzag kind of going like this. So keep it close. There we go. Maybe that'll work. Okay, yeah, I think that'll work. Make sure those are down good. This is going to end up going, well, I can off center it a little bit. So I don't think I need anything else. I've got the ribbon. I'm going to glue this down. This is just going to help to pop these off a little bit. And we'll just put it right down in here. I'm going to keep it in that area. And then maybe we'll put the green on the outside so it can kind of come off the edge here. And then we'll put the black kind of over top of it, I think. So I do want a little bit of that white poking through. And then these are going to go on with dimensionals. All right, I think glad that I decided to show a different, like you don't have to use those flower stamps every time. And this is turning out to be my favorite card. I may have to redo the other card for my picture to show y'all. Okay, and then I think I'll do this one where it's going off right there. Perfect. All right, and I probably won't use any yellow because there's not any in there. So let's just do one down here. I might do a white one with it. That's pretty. Maybe do a little white. One more little white over here. Just using those up, and I think I'll leave it just like that. All right, I really liked how that one came together. So if you were hoping I would do the stamping and stenciling, my apologies. You'll just have to watch Monday and Wednesday's replays. So here are our two cards, soft and bold. I love it. I was wondering how they would turn out since I was using the Fresh Freesia cardstock. It seemed like a lot, but, and there we have that. And you could do your little, what are our other stamps in there? I think we just have actually, yeah. And thanks, thankful for you, friend. So I wouldn't put and thanks. I would put with love again. So you could, we might as well just stamp that in there real quick. And that'll be the wrap up. I'm going to do it in the blueberry bushel again. This might end up being on my desk a lot. I was thinking about ordering more acrylic blocks, so I just have a couple of stamp sets that I really love, or stamps on the blocks at all times that I can grab and add, and I think that one just might be one of them, with love. Thankful for you, friend, with love. So there's our simple fun fold. It's just a card front with the fold on the front of it. Same thing with this one, just using designer series paper. So don't forget that you can use your designer series paper like that. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me for the week. We've had a great week of using this beautiful collection. Just going to do a short recap. There's our 12 by 12 two-page layout from Monday. And then we have our page from Wednesday using no photos. And then our fun fold cards. There's one that coordinates nicely with that one. And yeah, this right here. All right. Thank y'all. Kind of checking comments, making sure I didn't miss anything particular. So I have one more deadline to meet today. So I'm going to get busy playing with that. I think I can tell y'all because I've already kind of spilled the beans. And Cindy, who is our artisan design team lead, was reached out and said, "Oh, I'm so glad you did that." So being in the United States as an artisan, there's four of us, and we are each assigned to do the Paper Pumpkin alternatives. So when they go live on Paper Pumpkin in, I'm not sure what the day is, later in the month with the March Paper Pumpkin kit, it'll be my projects this time using the March Paper Pumpkin, which is called Daisy Daydream. So I'm working on my samples today, and we'll get those shipped off to Stamping Up tomorrow. And so be watching for that. It'll go live, I think on the Stamping Up Facebook page and Instagram. There might be another Facebook group that it goes live in. I can't remember if it's a group or a page. So be watching for that. If you haven't signed up for Paper Pumpkin, highly recommend you do that. When you join through me as a subscriber, you'll get a monthly PDF on the following month on the 1st of 12 to 14 projects from the Paper Pumpkin Creatives Design Team. So It's well worth it to get that special bonus. And the paper pumpkin kits are gorgeous. I love them. Having so much fun, and I love creating alternate projects using them. So I might make one of each of the cards that it shows, and then I'll use all the rest of the leftovers to create alternate cards, alternate scrapbook pages. I've even done like a little mini book before. Really cool. So, all right. So, y'all take care, and I will see y'all soon. Hey, Christine. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, I go at 10 a.m. So, are you over on the West Coast? Making sure I get my time zones the right way. And I'll be back on Monday for Make It Monday Live. And oh, yes, I'm going to have fun with this one. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's in my tray. Look at that. That's what we're going to be working with next week. The Faith Collection and the new Woven Textures Designer Series paper, I think it is. All right. So, bye everyone. God bless you all. Stay safe this weekend. Hope to see you next week.